I just spoke with Lieutenant David Hodges with the Charleston Fire Department. He told me that the person transported to the hospital actually jumped out of the second-story window of this home. When we traveled over on the boulevard, it looks like those roads are clearing up a little bit. Still not perfect, but I think the salt trucks did get out onto the boulevard. But what we really need to worry about right now is these back roads. So this is on the corner of Tennessee Avenue and Monongalia Street. And look at how slick these roadways are. I mean, you can just slide all over here. It's like really like an ice skating rink over here. Well, Lily, we're still learning new information after one person is dead and another was transported to the hospital after a shooting here early this morning at the Sheets in Crosslanes. But here's what we know right now. It happened just after 2 a.m. this morning following an altercation on the Sheets property. So it was not a random shooting. Hannah, there's been a heavy law enforcement presence here all morning, but they keep trickling in one by one. And right now, I'd say that there are hundreds of officers right now lined up to pay their respects to Patrolman Cassie Johnson ahead of her funeral services this morning. It is cold. The snow is coming down, and let me give you a look of what this snow is looking like. This is that thick, powdery snow that, if you can, you might want to go sledding today. Let's take a look at this damage behind me. This is all that's left of the Moses used car dealership here in St. Albans, and let me tell you, it's a mess, but luckily no one was injured. Dr. Sherry Young says that it takes about 24 hours to get these test results back, but this is the first one the county has done, so it's kind of a trial run for them. December 1st, 2020. A day the city of Charleston and the state of West Virginia will never forget. A sister in blue is what Patrolman Cassie Johnson is, not just to her Charleston family, but to sworn officers everywhere. Law enforcement agencies from across the state and nation came by to say their final goodbyes to badge number 146.
That's what the most important thing is, showing everybody, other law enforcement officers, that we all have each other back. No matter what department these law enforcement officers work for, they all hold Patrolman Cassie Johnson near and dear to their heart and are showing her the true meaning of what it means to be a brother and sister in blue. Family. That's how brothers and sisters in blue refer to each other because they know the sacrifices made each and every day. But they hope to never receive the call that one of their very own is down. This is what we signed up for, to enter the cause that nobody wants to enter. So that's just what we do. In the state of West Virginia, all state police officers attend the same police academy. Many patrolmen at her memorial service spent the same 16-week course with her.
Went through the same training together, do the same exact job, and it's just it's a shame, that this happened.
She was a great person to be around. She took her training serious, very serious.
It's a bond that can never be broken. Once they take the oath, law enforcement officers across the nation are tied to the blue and black forever.
Not all families related by blood. Sometimes it's based on the job that we work in, and when you work in law enforcement as a police officer and you see the things that we deal with day in and day out, builds a bond between you and your fellow brother, and whether it's the same agency or whether it's an agency across the country, you understand that they're facing the same challenges you are, and it builds that bond.
In Charleston, Mackenzie, Koch, 13 News, working for you. Behind me is what's left of an apartment complex after it went up in flames just after 2 a.m. this morning. Unfortunately, it ended with a 3-year-old boy losing his life in the home where the fire started. How is this affecting everyone surrounding you guys?
It's affecting everybody in a bad way.
Noah Pack lives in one of the 8 units in the apartment complex. It was a day he said he will never forget.
Every once in a while you'd see a toy or something on somebody's porch, you know it's him. It's going to be kind of hard not to see him around here.
One woman was also transported to the hospital following the incident. When we spoke to officials when we first arrived on scene whether the fire was fatal, it triggered an emotional response.
Unfortunately, that's correct. Through suppression efforts and firefighting, the body of a 3-year-old male child was found in one of the living units, which prompted immediate call to our office, and we've responded with 2 investigators who are on scene now.
But Alderman has a bigger message for those stunned by the news of this tragedy.
This time of year, when the heat kicks on, we send it tend to see a slight rise in the number of fires that we have, obviously for heating purposes and so forth. Again, we can't stress the importance of basic fire safety principles. Check your smoke detectors.
The cause of the fire is unknown at this time and is under investigation by state fire marshals. We will continue to update you on this developing story as more information becomes available. In Logan County, Mackenzie Koch, 13 News, working for you.